Hey y'all, and welcome back to Be Finds Joy, where we are unapologetically living a joyous life boldly. And today is a video that has been a long time coming. I started this YouTube channel in January of 2021. And when I started the channel, it was all around paying off debt, budgeting, um, savings. But the main reason I started this channel is because I wanted to get our family out of our 6 figures worth of debt. And so in, I believe, January or February, I'll put a picture or a link down below. I did a video sharing how much debt we were in at the time. And I had a goal that I wanted to pay off the amount of debt in 5 years. I actually have the book that I used to calculate where we were at with our debt at that point. Now, I started in January of 2020 on the debt-free journey, but I didn't start actually recording and showing videos until that next year. So when we started this debt-free journey, our family had $175,000 worth of debt. And I believe it was about 13 different debts between student loans for my husband and I, credit cards, I'm trying to think, maybe like a couple store cards and things along those lines, but $175,000 worth of debt. And it is 2025, so the 5-year mark we have hit. And so today we're going to be actually talking about where we are at with our debt-free journey and how much debt we have in 2025. I want to preface this by saying, when I go through our numbers, things have changed. So when I started this debt-free journey in 2020, my husband and I, we only had one child. We still lived in the same house. We still live there now. I'm just trying to give some context. So only one kid, 2 full-time incomes, and pretty much it was during COVID. So we weren't really doing a lot during that time. Fast forward to now, 5 years later, from when we started this journey in 2020, we have 2 kids. I am now a stay-at-home mom. My husband still works, but our lives have changed. And over those 5 years, things have happened. We've had to do things with the house. We've had different things come up that we needed to put money towards. So when I tell you that the number that you're going to see is not 0, so I did not reach my goal, I'm going to be very honest with you. But it's important that I wanted to share realistically what it is like to go through on this journey of paying off debt, journey of budgeting, because it ebbs and flows. Some years we are so good with our paying off debt. We put a lot to debt. We have additional income. Now our lives are a little bit different. We have 2 kids. I'm not working full time. I do some part-time stuff. So things look different than what it was. And so moving forward, I want to show what that actually looks like in real time, right? To be realistic. I also want to share with y'all that sharing our debt number is, for most people, it's very private. No one really wants to talk about how much debt they're in. But I wanted to start this channel to take the negative, stereotype about talking about debt, about being in debt, and really turn it around of showing, okay, there is debt, but how do you get out of debt and not having to pay buttloads amount of money every month and not really making a dent in your debt. And so how can you budget and create financial goals to get you towards that? So while I'm going to share our debt number, I'm going to remind you to be very respectful in the comments, in your thoughts, and recognize that this is a journey that we're on, and anyone else that is sharing their own journey, it comes from a place of we want to use our experiences to help others, and just to be mindful of that. So yes, I'm sharing something that most people keep private, but I am doing it because I have found that when I have this community around me, it motivates me and it keeps me accountable to do what I need to do to pay off the debt. But also it shows other people that we are realistic and people have debt. Student loans alone was a huge part of our debt. And so be understanding, and I pray that my journey helps someone to really take control of their finances and create financial goals so that way they're not paying off debt for the rest of their lives either. So that is where I wanted to start off this video. This is also another episode within the Money Made Simple, the budget blueprint, where we are diving into debt. So I'm going to be using the Money Made Simple workbook. This workbook is printable on our website, The Bold Joy Co. And it is walking us through with the goal that by the end of this course, you're going to create a bold budget. A bold budget is one that you believe in, one that you can leverage, one that is objective, one that you can leverage, and one that you can depend on. And you can't fully create a budget without being honest about where your money is actually going. In one of the previous videos, we talked about expenses, fixed and variable expenses. So you can't reach your goals if you don't sit down and get the numbers together for where you are with your debt. If you don't have any debt, great, power to you. I'm going to get there as well. But if you do have debt, no matter if it's big or small, in between, this video is to just encourage you to sit down, take away the negative thoughts, take away the stereotypes. I know it might be stressful. I might know you might be overwhelmed, but this is the moment that you want to make a mark in the sand that moving forward, you're going to do what you need to do to reach the goal of reducing your debt and hopefully becoming debt-free. So I'm going to turn this around so we can look down at the workbook as we do this together. And I'm just excited that you're here with me on this journey. If you've been around since the very beginning when I shared our debt number in 2021 and have stuck with your girl for 4 years now, I am truly blessed that I can be in community with you and that you continue to support me. And I pray that I continue to encourage and support you as well. All right, ready? Let's go. All right, so we're ready to calculate for January of 2025 what our debt number is. I'm using the Money Made Simple workbook. You can go on to my website, www.theboldjoy.com, and it follows along with all of the lessons that we are doing. Today we are on page 16 in the workbook, and it's all around calculating debt. Before we do that, I want to bring out my OG planner. This is the planner that I used in 2021, which is just crazy. Crafty Budgeter, oh, brings back memories. So in this, this is what the breakdown is from when we started in January 2020 and where we ended at the end of the year, so about to go into 2021. So this is where you see that we had $175,389.35 of debt at that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we had 12 debts. Capital One, Lowe's, Peloton, car, a bank credit card, student loans, timeshare, another bank credit card, a car, a loan. No, this is a student loan. Ugh, student loans. All right, so we'll actually come back to that to see where we are now and what changes were made over the past 5 years. All right, so for this year, so in the book, what you're going to do, use your statements, your credit cards, loan, car, any debt that you have to calculate your debt number. You might have to check your online portal or talk to a representative to get some of the information. So if you don't know what your interest is for that loan or what your minimum payment, which you should, definitely look at your statements or call the debtor and ask for that information. For this year 2025, we have, which is so funny, I'm going to use a pencil because clearly it's just easier for me to use it just in case I make sense. We have a Peloton, so we also got a nut. So we had a Peloton and then we got a Peloton tread. My husband loves the Peloton. So this is the remaining money for that. And that is $246.20. So we're actually going to pay that off this month, at the end of this month. The interest on that is $0. And what type of debt is it? It's, I don't know what you want to call that. I guess it's like a store. All right, the next one we have is our travel. And we have, I'm sorry. Oh, see, this is why we use a pencil. The next one we have is our bank. And the way that I'm doing it from smallest balance to the biggest balance. So this is our bank loan. And what's happened is we pay it off and then we put some more stuff on it. So I think once we pay that's what's happened over the past couple of years. Once we pay it off, I'm actually going to just put it in a lockbox so that way I don't lose it. So this actually is loan number 2. I know you're like, well, why isn't it loan number 1? But the way I have it calculated in my system, described in my system, it's the second one that we have. So the balance is $612.18, and this is a interest of $21.21%, and this is a bank. I should take this out because it's actually causing me not to be able to write. All right, there we go. Okay, so the next one that we have is our travel. And that is $2,604. Went on a trip, put it on a card. Yeah. And that was is 13%, and this is I'm just going to put travel here. All right, so the next one that we have is our bank number 1. And that balance is $5,048.72. The interest for that is 25. $24. This is a bank. No, that's all right. All right, the next one we have is my student loan. So something that has changed from 2020 is that my husband's student loans got forgiven. Hallelujah. Mine weren't forgiven because I haven't been working at that point at full-time for 10 years. And now that I'm part-time, it doesn't really work. And who knows if it's even going to stay. So this is just for one. This is my grad school loan. Yeah. Still crazy to me. 23%. I went to grad school 10 years ago. I graduated. No, that's a lie. Yeah. When did I go to grad school? I graduated in 2015. So yeah, almost 11 years ago. Crazy to me. And do you see how much I still have left? Ugh. It's like I pay every month $415, and it just feels like I haven't even made a dent in it. Ugh, it's frustrating. All right. And then the last one is, which this one might come a surprise to you. So we have a home equity line of credit. So we needed to do some renovations in our house, and so we took out a loan to do that with our bank, and this is the amount, $68,400 $423.66. I know, don't gasp, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We made a decision, and now we have to live with the decision. So that is our, oh, the total needed to go over there, but it's all right. We'll just put it over here. That is what our debt is right now. So what does that come to? Here's our calculator. 246.20 plus 612.18 plus 2604 plus 5048.72 plus 65,733 plus 68,423, $142,667.76. So I'll just put it here. I guess it doesn't matter. It's fine going here. So 142,667.76. So we went from 12 loans with $175,000 5 years ago to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with $142,000 and $142,667. And yes, is it frustrating a little bit? Yes, it is, because I wanted to be debt free. But has my life changed since 5 years ago? Yes. In that time, was I budgeting and going hard with paying off debt? No. There were moments that I was, and then moments that I wasn't. Life was happening. But I think the cool thing about budgeting is that you can always come back to it. And that's where we're at right now. We're creating this budget, this bold budget, because we want to get our finances together so we can reach our financial goals. And one of my financial goals is that I will be debt free. In my lifetime, I will be debt free, minus the house. We still have a house, but that's neither here nor there. So we're just going to work at it. We're going to work at it. We're going to chip away at it. In the next video, we're actually going to be talking about debt snowball and debt avalanche and the difference between the two to determine what's going to be our best path to pay off the debt. So now we know what we have for our debt. We got to figure out what plan is going to work best for us, and we're going to do it together. So what I want you to do is get all of your statements for all of the debt that you have, sit down and write in what the debt is, what your balance is, how much interest is it, and then calculate the total, and then make sure that you watch the next video where we're going to be talking about the breakdown between debt snowball and the breakdown between debt avalanche. So like I said, this video is one where I am opening myself up to be vulnerable. I'm opening myself up to share our journey so that way I can inspire and show other people that no matter if it's smaller than my debt or bigger than my debt, that you can work to reach your goals. And the main way to do that is to budget and to be consistent with it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Be Find Joy, what are you doing? Join the Joy Fam. We have fun over here where we're working to unapologetically live a joyous life in all aspects of our life. Faith, finances, freedom to do the things that we want, fitness, friendships, and family. And finances is a part of our joy. So let's get this together. I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Bye-bye.